This is one of the most depressing tarts I've ever seen.
What is up, people?
Salam alaikum, and welcome to another episode of Middle East London. Hamza, what are we making today?
We are doing a tatin. Tatin. We're doing a comparison between a shop boat puff pastry tatin, and we're gonna try and make our own puff pastry.
We're making rough puff pastry because real puff pastry is too much work and not worth it.
So that is literally what I'm trying to figure out. Is it worth it to do puff pastry and be a snob, or just spend a couple pounds and buy a puff pastry? Let's find out.
Yeah, we're also making the tarte tatin with tomatoes. So traditionally a tarte tatin would be either like apple or pear would be sort of your classic.
So is it more like a dessert?
It's usually a dessert. This is sort of a twist on it. It's a nice summery dish because yeah, you can get really nice in season tomatoes. It's a good way to use them. It's good if you've got vegetarians coming over.
Right, here are the ingredients. So we have shop boat puff pastry, we have strong white bread flour, we have some basil, some brown sugar, butter, balsamic vinegar, loads of tomatoes, and garlic. Just loads of tomatoes.
Of varying shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
And hues.
A lot of tomatoes in season. What are we doing for the puff pastry?
Ideally, when you're trying to make pastry, you want to work in a cool environment. It is currently the hottest day of the year in London.
Yeah, it's 37 degrees today.
So we'll see how this goes. For our rough puff, I'm going to use equal parts strong white flour and butter. Most baking recipes will tell you to use unsalted butter. I don't believe in unsalted butter. Butter's better with salt. So
everything is better with salt.
So we're using salted butter. We're going to use 250 grams of each. So that is a whole pack of butter.
That's a lot of butter.
This is not a diet friendly meal. We're just going to cube up the butter and then yeah, just rub it into the flour. I don't actually know. I'm not really a baker. I don't know what this is called, but I'm sure there is a name for it.
For the cubing,
the rubbing in process. We're going to try and work pretty fast. You just want to
crumble it. Crumble it, isn't it?
Crumble it. Well,
isn't that how you make apple crumble?
That's how you make like a topping for crumble, yeah. What we're looking for is you still want to be able to see bits of butter in it. That's what's going to give us the rise in the pastry, but sort of incorporated as much as possible. Well, not as much as possible, in fact. What am I talking about? We'll give it 5 minutes in the freezer.
But there is still lumps.
Yeah, it's fine. You want there to be lumps. It shouldn't be holding together.
Okay.
But the butter's melted, is the problem. Okay, so we've washed our tomatoes. We're just going to peel them. So just make a little cross in the bottom. Don't want to go deep with this. That's just going to help us get the skins off in a minute. So we've just given 60 seconds or so in boiling water. Don't want to cook them, just heat them. And we're just going to plunge them into ice water.
Shock them.
Shock.
How thick of a slice?
Half.
Oh, half.
Don't slice them.
Just half, like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
No, not again.
That's
Just in half.
Right, what are we doing now?
So we're going to make some caramel.
Brilliant. What do we need?
So per tart, we're going to use 25 grams of sugar. We're going to use 30 grams of butter And then we're going to use 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar.
Let's crack on with the caramel.
Then we're just going to put them on medium-low heat and just cook them until they've reduced a little bit. So they're going to melt the butter, the sugar's going to melt, and it's going to make a nice caramel.
This one is the shop boat one. Just gonna roll it.
Yeah, I want it the same size as this pan basically, so I can cover the whole pan.
Okay, so I'll make it a bit bigger and then we'll cover the pan and we'll cut it around it. I think that will cover the pan. Okay.
Okay, let's try our rough puff. Okay, so you can see even by the colour of it, the butter content in this is pretty high. If it's a bit cooler than it is here, you might need to add some water to your dough just to bring it together. I don't think this is going to work.
Shall we make it again?
In this temperature,
It's
it
not
doesn't
gonna
matter how many times you make it, the
Yeah.
butter's just going to melt. Get our tomatoes in.
Oh, that looks good.
Okay. So you want them with the seed side up. And just be really careful when you're working with caramel because it's super hot. And if you touch it, it's going to burn you badly.
The struggle is real.
Put it on,
Yeah, there we go.
tuck it in. And then we're just going to stab a couple of holes through just to let the steam from the tomatoes get out. And this one I'm not going to bother because there's plenty of holes.
We're still gonna try and make it happen.
Oven's at 180 and we're going to bake them for about 25 minutes until they're golden brown and risen.
So here is the difference between the one that we made and the shop boat. We're still trying to figure out if it's worth it or not. Pete has already given up.
I gave up as soon as I looked at the weather forecast and saw it's 37 degrees out.
Right, they're going in the oven. We're getting them out of the oven now. Moment of truth. The shop bought one has risen beautifully.
Like Jesus from the dead.
Massive difference. We're gonna try and dig in and see how they taste like. Let's see.
Are we even going to eat this?
We have to try it.
This looks more like an apple crumble.
It does.
One, two, three. That's hot.
I mean, you can probably tell, but this one is the shop bought one, just in case you can't tell, and this one is the one that we made. Was it worth it making? No, wait, let's eat it first. Oh no.
I don't need to eat that.
Was it worth it making a puff pastry?
Definitely not.
Exactly. I would spend £1 and get a puff pastry because it is much, much better. We're gonna add some basil. Oh, you're not gonna put any basil on this one. Come on. No, but cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, that's hot. Really good.
Good, it's got sweetness, acid from the balsamic,
It's got umami.
umami from the tomato.
Right, let's try the other one. We have to.
This honestly doesn't look edible.
I know, but
Look at that, that is the most
the saddest pie.
Look at this.
Cheers. Yeah, no, that's sad.
That's really bad.
Yeah.
This
On
one's
a puff pastry.
light and crispy,
Right.
and this
so,
tastes like a mouthful of flour.
So, if you enjoyed this video, hit
Like
share
and subscribe.
and leave a comment below. Tell us what you think.
Follow us on Instagram at MiddleEatsLDN.
And we're going to be dropping a video every Thursday. So, subscribe to our channel, activate the bell, and then you'll get our videos. Adios.
Masalama.
But until next time, did we say peace out and masalami?
No, we did not.
I swear we did.
Let's just do it again.
The whole thing.
No,
Just like peace out and masalami.
nailed it.